There's a lot of demands on fund managers these days. Those demands come from investors. So the investors have largely become more and more institutional, pension funds, sovereign funds, and they employ consultants, and consultants look at every aspect of how a fund functions, including operations. So complying with all of those requests. There are also demands from regulators, whether it's Form PF or FATCA in the United States or AIFMD in Europe. There's more and more regulators around the world that are looking for information as to how some of these investment vehicles work. And we don't see the pace of that lessening anytime soon. And finally, funds themselves are investing around the globe, and they're investing in new asset classes and sometimes esoteric asset classes, and they need accounting and operations processes that can handle the complexity in their portfolios. The functions that funds are outsourcing has changed over the years. It started out as outsourcing the net asset value calculations and production of financial statements, and over the years we've seen that go deeper into the organization. So many of the clients and prospects that we're working with today are looking at everything from pre-trade compliance to post-trade activities such as execution, settlement, collateral, valuation, all the way through making its way into cloud-based reporting for the investors and mobile reporting for portfolio managers and traders. And those are all areas that funds are looking at outsourcing. The benefits of outsourcing some of these functions is they allow funds access to technology at levels they might not be able to obtain by themselves. So we're in a world today where terabytes of information can be transmitted in seconds, where a lot of complex business processing can occur in a web reporting layer as a user interacts with an application, where mission critical information can be received on a handheld device, and funds recognize and want this capability for themselves, for their investment professionals, for their investors. And so that's one of the benefits that they get from outsourcing. In addition, the more complex the fund gets, the more possible it is for some risk to creep into the process, whether that's the risk of a position break or a risk of a calculation error. And so automation and technology helps prevent that and allows for risk mitigation as well. The requirements and the needs for solutions change a little as we work our way through the different types of funds. So at the new launch stage, they're typically looking for best practices. When we get into larger, more complex organizations that have been around for several years, they're looking for a combination. They're looking to get leverage out of technology, they're looking to take advantage of the cloud, they're looking to take advantage of mobility, but they are looking for providers that are flexible enough and nimble enough to build around their requirements and preserve a lot of the value they've created in their internal operations over the years. And those are the areas where bringing a combination of technology and expertise really makes a difference. We build solutions understanding that there's always been change, and if anything, the rate of change is accelerating. And what we try to do is anticipate that change and allow for it so that when there is a change, and that change could be a regulator with a new requirement, or it could be a fund going into a new geography or a new asset class, that becomes a matter of proper setup as opposed to a whole bunch of new engineering activity. And so, you know, those are, for one example is in our regulatory solutions business, where we built a cloud-based application that anticipates what a regulator might want and contains a store of positions, transactions, holdings, risk metrics, and a variety of other information, so that when there is a requirement, we can deliver that electronically in the format in which it's designed. But there's one golden source of data. So those are some of the ways in which we anticipate change.